needs to start understanding that you can't expect certain things, baby, because that's not what that's about. What it's about is Kirk financially taking care of Cannon. A lot of things that she talks about and wants are things that she wants for herself. And that's when you're losing sight of what the is really going on.
Do you think that if there's any capacity that you could possibly be able to have a conversation with her without him, because he's the culprit, where you can calm things down at this point?
I don't think me saying something is going to change her mindset.
She's probably feeling like, okay, we both made a mistake, but now I'm the only one that's living with, she's on with the kid alone.
Sit back by her sitting at home taking care of that child? No, because if she was, defects wouldn't be calling. Your baby daddy's ain't. So I get where y'all coming from, feeling like, ooh, I know what it feel like on her end, but you probably know what it feel like because you ain't getting child support. She get it, and she gets more, and she gets help whenever she calls Kirk. So it's a big difference.
Recently, Kirk shared on Instagram that he was dealing with a lot of pain. People have been talking, and there are rumors that his condition has gotten worse, and now he's in the hospital. According to reports, doctors are concerned that he might not pull through. However, there's been something unexpected revealed by sources close to Kirk. It turns out that he has specifically asked for Rasheeda to be by his side during this tough time. He wants to ask for her forgiveness for everything he's done in their past. This move, however, has not sat well with Jasmine. She's reportedly furious that Kirk would choose Rasheeda over her, and it seems like there's more drama on the way Kirk posted a video on Instagram where he shared details about what had happened to him. He wrote, "So yesterday I went to the doctor. I was having this crazy pain on my side near my back. At 3:45 a.m., I passed a kidney stone, and I am so relieved. Thank you, Lord. I'm not going to lie, they told me I may need surgery, but lo and behold, it passed." His followers had mixed reactions after watching the video. Some were happy to see him feeling better after the pain he had endured, while others remained concerned. They pointed out that there was still swelling on his side and suggested he should go back to the doctor to make sure there were no further issues. Even though the doctors had recommended surgery, it seems that Kirk may now be regretting not taking their advice. Word has been spreading that his condition has worsened, and now he's in the hospital. Eyewitnesses say that there's a lot of gossip going around at the hospital, and people are worried about his health. Sources say that Kirk is in such a serious condition that he asked for Rasheeda to be with him. He wants to make amends with her after everything that's happened between them, hoping that if things don't improve, having her by his side will give him some peace. However, this request from Kirk has made Jasmine extremely upset. It's being reported that she has been telling people that Kirk is being ungrateful. It's understandable considering the history between Kirk and Rasheeda. They've been married for over 20 years, and during that time, Kirk has done things that caused Rasheeda a lot of pain, such as cheating on her and humiliating her. Things got even worse when Jasmine entered the picture. Kirk's actions became more hurtful as he even got Jasmine pregnant, adding another layer of betrayal to an already complicated situation. People still remember the uncomfortable moment when Rasheeda, Kirk, and Jasmine had to sit down together to discuss co-parenting Jasmine's child. During that talk, Kirk made a flirty comment after Rasheeda stood up, which made it clear that he was still involved with Jasmine on the side, despite the act of sitting down with Rasheeda. To make matters worse, Jasmine didn't delete the text, messages between her and Kirk, which revealed some serious dirt on him. It didn't take long for Jasmine to spill the beans, and she even crashed an event where Kirk and Rasheeda were present, bringing the proof to tell her side of the story. Rasheeda then took the time to sit down privately with Jasmine to talk about the evidence she had. The conversation was tough, and it didn't make things any better. To add to the tension, Kirk hasn't fully taken responsibility for his actions. Instead of admitting that he messed up and asking for forgiveness, he's been trying to present himself as the victim in the situation. He's been telling anyone who would listen that he's been unhappy in his marriage for a long time, which only makes things worse. It's disheartening to think that it took a health scare for Kirk to realize the amount of hurt he's caused Rasheeda over the years. It's clear that Kirk has made some serious mistakes in his relationship, but now that his health is declining, he's asking for forgiveness and hoping to find peace. It's a sad situation, especially considering how much pain he has caused. But at this point, it seems that the damage has already been done, and it might be too late to fix things. The drama between Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine is far from over, And it looks like there's still a lot to unfold in this ongoing situation. Whether or not Kirk will recover is still uncertain, but one thing is clear: the consequences of his actions are still following him, and the people around him are not pleased with his choices. Kirk's affair with Jasmine appeared to be his way of escaping the problems he was facing at home with Rasheeda. As time passed, his frustration with his marriage grew, and he started seeking comfort elsewhere. Within days, he separated from Rasheeda. People close to the situation shared that Kirk even reached out to his legal team for advice on how to file for a divorce. This drastic change made it clear that the issues between him and Rasheeda were serious. It also raised questions about Rasheeda's part in the situation. I believe that by staying with Kirk despite everything he did, Rasheeda may have unintentionally allowed him to continue mistreating her. She had every chance to leave and move on, but she chose not to. Instead of walking away, she publicly declared her commitment to their family and made it clear that she wasn't going anywhere. She wanted to work through their problems. In an interview with Essence, Rasheeda responded to the criticism she had been receiving from the public. She pointed out that many of the people judging her didn't understand what she was going through. She explained that some people had never even been in a relationship for a few months, let alone a 20-year marriage, and therefore had no right to question her decisions. Rasheeda made it clear that, in the end, it was her life and no one's. Opinion would change her mind. She said that she relied on prayer and followed her heart when making decisions for herself and her family. She also mentioned that if people disagreed with her choices, they could stop following her on social media or stop leaving negative comments. Rasheeda acknowledged that everyone faces different struggles and that what works for one person may not work for another. She said that it wasn't her place to tell others how to handle their own situations. This showed her determination to live her life on her terms, despite the judgment from others. One reason their marriage has lasted is that Kirk made some significant changes. Rasheeda shared that she went through a tough time with him, and it wasn't easy. At one point, Kirk had to be hospitalized for him to realize how much he needed her in his life. However, his request for Rasheeda to stay by his side didn't sit well with Jasmine. She had been telling anyone who would listen about how Kirk had treated her. Sources close to the situation revealed that Kirk had already talked about the possibility of marrying Jasmine once his divorce from Rasheeda was finalized. So, when he asked Rasheeda to come back into his life, it shocked Jasmine. This situation has left her heartbroken. But as the saying goes, you sometimes lose them the way you gain them. Let's not forget who we're talking about here. Kirk knows exactly how to manipulate both Rasheeda and Jasmine. While we do hope that Kirk recovers, it's clear that things are about to get much more complicated between Jasmine and Rasheeda. Fans have been reacting to Kirk's request for Rasheeda to stay by his side after he was told by the doctors that he might not survive. Many have been commenting online, saying they don't understand why Jasmine keeps blaming others while avoiding responsibility for her actions. Having a baby with a married man brings consequences, and Jasmine knew Kirk was married when she got involved with him. She should have known that expecting him to take responsibility for something he was allowed to do was one of those consequences. Some fans believe that Rasheeda deserves better. If Kirk were to pass away, Rasheeda would have to move on without him. They suggest that she should let go of the dead weight and move on from him. They argue that no one needs to deal with that kind of disrespect, and that Rasheeda should take control of her happiness. They remind her that she is too beautiful and strong to be held back by someone like Kirk. It seems that Kirk is only faithful to Rasheeda when he's sober, but when he's drunk, he's with Jasmine. This raises the question, should Rasheeda forgive Kirk for everything he's done and stay by his side in the hospital, or does she have no reason to be there since he chose to be with Jasmine over her? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments and make sure to check out the next video to keep the conversation going.